Hard to believe, but here we are, week number 5 of the college football season. As September quickly comes to a close, with that in mind, let's start today's video report by talking about the hottest handicapper at the site. Well, and that once again would be me. But hasn't that been the case for the past 4.5 months anyway? Because I've made you a fortune throughout the summer in baseball, and it's continued here at the start of the NFL and college football season. This week alone, Monday through Thursday, 4 straight raise the bar 20-dime winners in baseball, and then last night, 15-dime winner with Colorado over UCLA. And you got all 5 of those winners for half price off. You know, in Friday's video report, I alluded to the fact that early in the week, I had made my mind up that I was going to ride the Colorado Rockies in all their games against Philadelphia. Truth be told, early this week, I also decided the minute I saw the line for the Colorado Buffaloes game against UCLA was only 9.5 points, I thought that was like stealing candy from a baby, because I've watched UCLA a couple of times this season, and listen, the Bruins are just a bad team. And when I saw the Buffaloes were less than 14 points, again, I thought that was like stealing. There's no doubt in my mind that Chip Kelly is going to turn that UCLA program around, but not until he gets his guys in there. He's playing with a half a deck. He's playing with too many players that were recruited by Jim Mara that don't really fit into his system, his scheme. So it's going to take time for him to turn around that program. So again, even though Colorado struggled in the first half, I had no qualms with going ahead and laying a cheap bargain price at 9.5. So you got Colorado, you got the 4 straight raise the bar 20-dime winners in baseball, all 5 of those winners, just like all the other plays for the past 4 months, for half price off. And that puts me in the position again to press the action today, as I have another top-rated 15-dime play. 15-dime winner, in fact, number 17 out of 22. It's my undervalued home favorite. It goes on the night card, and you get it for half price as I go for winning day number 59 out of 90. And that coupon code is the word HALF, H-A-L-F. Also, props going out to Chuck O'Brien. After coming off back-to-back 100-dime plays in baseball, max wager plays, only the 19th and the 20th of his career, in fact, as he cashed in Wednesday with the Brewers over St. Louis, and then cashing in last night with the Rockies over Washington. Today, the 7th ever 100-dime max wager college football play of his career, 7th ever. He had 2 of them back in August, at the end of August, to start the football season. Today, number 7 in his career. It's an early game, Boston College and Temple. You get it for over half price off by using coupon code CHUCK. All the other discount codes and coupons are over on the homepage. Just one more thing, by the way, about the Colorado game last night. Guys, even though Colorado is 4-0 to start the season, do not think that Colorado is that good of a team. I'm just giving you the heads up here, guys. Listen, I'm glad we made money on the Buffaloes last night, but keep this in mind. Colorado's victims this year are a combined 1-14. They've beaten Colorado State. They barely beat Nebraska in Lincoln. They beat New Hampshire. They beat UCLA. They haven't played anybody. Those victims are 1-14. They have a good offense. Their defense hasn't been tested any yet. Until they play somebody good in the Pac-12, the jury is still out on this Colorado team. You're going to be playing and laying bigger numbers with Colorado when they play somebody good? The Buffaloes aren't that good. We were lucky to win last night. It was a good win, but don't get that enthused about Colorado. Take it week by week. Okay, guys, let's get to your complimentary plays here. First one I'm going to take a look at is going to be the game between North Texas and Louisiana Tech, a big Conference USA showdown. You've got 2 teams that have won the last 3 Conference USA championships. Louisiana Tech 2 and North Texas 1. Mean Green coming off 47-7 win at Liberty, preceded with a win 44-17 at Arkansas. Now Arkansas, not a very good team, but still a Power 5 conference team. No letdown by the Mean Green. That was impressive. This is a team that has improved drastically defensively. This is a team that's only giving up like 15 points a game. Considering last year they gave up 35 points a game. You see where I'm going there, okay? 4-0 start. They also beat SMU at home 46-23. They beat Incarnate World, big deal, 58-16. But 4-0 is 4-0. Bulldogs coming off, that's Louisiana Tech, a 38-21 loss at LSU. But still, they were only down by 3 points at LSU in the fourth quarter. They had started the season 2-0, beating South Alabama by 4, not very impressive on the road, and beating up Southern University by like 147 points at home. North Texas has won 9 straight games in Denton, straight up, since losing Louisiana Tech back in November of 2016. This North Texas defense is 18th in the nation, again, giving up only 15.8 points a game. Their quarterback, Mason Fine, is ranked 9th nationally, averaging 332 yards a game, 10 touchdowns, only 1 interception. You got a Louisiana Tech defense that's giving up 27 points a game. I'm willing to lay the 7 points with North Texas in this contest. I'm looking at Notre Dame here. It's a bad number. 5 is not one of those numbers you got to be real enthused about. I mean, it's like one of those no man's land numbers. You know, you like 4.5, you can always buy down, right? You don't mind 6, but 5 is just one of those strange numbers. And yet, the Irish in triple revenge. And this is the game you're going to find out if Brian Kelly's team is for real. But I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt because they made the change in quarterback. And that change in quarterback is they went with Ian Book, who was just tremendous in that win at Wake Forest 56-27. Now granted, Wake Forest's defense is no good. In fact, Wake Forest fired their defensive coordinator after that effort. But Book was just tremendous. 25-34, 325 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. And he also carried the ball 10 times for 43 yards and scored 3 more touchdowns on the ground. Now he's going to take a Stanford defense that was just riddled, I mean absolutely riddled by Oregon's Justin Herbert, to the tune of 26 for 33 for 346 yards. You know, this Notre Dame offense put 568 yards on the board against Wake Forest. Does Stanford have 13 sacks? Yes. Has Stanford recorded at least 4 or more sacks in each of their 3 games against Division I schools so far this year? Yes. But I think this is a difficult spot for Stanford because you saw how Stanford had to rally to come up with that big comeback win in Eugene against Oregon in overtime last week. And now you're asking Stanford to go on the road once more to take on a Notre Dame team that had a cakewalk last week and is playing in triple revenge and playing with confidence after a 4-0 start. Because remember, they beat Michigan 24-17, they beat Ball State 24-16, they beat Vanderbilt 22-17, all at home, and then they rolled at Wake Forest. The offense really didn't look that good in the first 3 games, but boy, did it look good with the change in quarterback here. I just think this is a good spot to take Notre Dame. If they are ever going to beat Stanford, this is the time to jump on the Fighting Irish, and I think this is an opportunity to take Notre Dame in this particular spot, and that's what I'm going to do in this situation. Another play today, big road chalk, Cincinnati, 17.5 at UConn. And you're saying, okay, gosh, do I really want to lay 17.5 points with anybody on the road? If you're ever going to lay 17.5 points, why not do it against a Connecticut team that is giving up 54 points on average this season? Yeah, that wasn't a mistake. Connecticut is giving up 54.5 points a game this season. Worst scoring defense in the country, worst overall total defense in the country, giving up 664 yards a game. That's what happens when you start 8 freshmen on defense. Offense, they only have one good player, and that's their senior quarterback, David Pindell, who averages 200 yards passing and 100 yards rushing. He's accounted offensively for 11 of the team's 14 offensive scores this season. You got a Cincinnati team that's really coming off a sleepwalking performance and a 34-30 home win against Ohio last week. Again, they were at home. They were trailing 24-7 at halftime before they finally woke up after intermission. They can run the ball effectively with Michael Warren, who's averaging 108 yards a game. They've got a dynamic redshirt freshman who's a dual threat in Desmond Ritter, I believe is how you pronounce his last name, Ritter. He is coming off a career-high 274-yard, 2-touchdown performance against Ohio. This is a guy who's had a couple of big rushing performances so far this season as well. I just think that they have the offense to put enough points on the board to extend this margin against a Connecticut team that hasn't been able to stop anybody this season. I think Cincinnati, especially since they played so poorly for the first half last week against Ohio, I think that this is a team that's going to come out here and actually look to play a full game after sleepwalking last week. And that's why I'm not too concerned about laying the 17.5 points. Because again, Connecticut is giving up 54.5 points. Their lone win this season came against Rhode Island. They were lucky to beat Rhode Island, and that's an FCS team. So again, I'm going to go with Cincinnati as your third complimentary play. Of the three complimentary plays, I would say North Texas would be number 1 naturally, Notre Dame would be number 2, and Cincinnati would be number 3. That'll do it. Wish you well. Talk to you again tomorrow.